Loretta sat in the kitchen of her bungalow home, wrapped in a silk white robe that once made hearts race. But now, the only thing racing was time, and it was running laps around her. No man stayed due to her fiery tongue, which left her nights colder and lonelier than she'd care to admit. And the silence in her house screamed louder than any argument she ever had. Tired of feeling forgotten and left behind, Loretta made a bold decision. I need family around me, she thought. And then she called her daughters and begged them to move in with her. But the real truth was that she needed attention. So she invited her daughters, Tasha, Deja, Renee, and their fine, strong, unsuspecting husbands, to move in with her. And that's when Loretta's loneliness turned dangerous. She started to wear tight, inappropriate clothes around the house, flaunting her curves. And it only got worse during family cookouts. She would show up, swaying her hips, and wear the tightest shirt she could find that did little to hide her curves. There were several men at the cookout that would have loved to have her attention, but she only had a deep focus on Marcus, Jalen, and Tariq. And each man was the husband to one of Loretta's daughters. That evening, Loretta glided around her kitchen like a queen in her domain. Gumbo simmered, cornbread baked, and the scent of seduction hung in the air. Taste this for me, baby, she said, lifting a spoon to Marcus's lips. He chuckled and leaned in. Just then, Tasha passed by and stopped in her tracks while her eyes narrowed. Loretta turned, saw her daughter, and simply smiled. Is there a problem? You know your man loves my cooking. The next day, Loretta turned her living room into a makeshift salon and wore a tight pink short set with confidence. Don't move, she whispered as she edged up Jalen's beard. Deja walked in and froze mid-step. Her man looked very relaxed, and Loretta looked too darn comfortable. Y'all real close, huh? Deja said. Girl, calm down. Ain't nothing wrong with making your man look good, Loretta replied. This caused the daughters to talk and pay more attention to the amount of time their husbands were spending with Loretta. That night, Renee passed the hallway and saw a pair of red heels, rose petals on the floor, and a towel with lipstick stains in the laundry basket outside of Loretta's bedroom door. No way, she thought. Days later, Loretta offered Tariq a massage. The living room glowed with candles. These girls don't know how to ease pressure, she whispered, fingers digging into his back. Renee just stood there speechless because she couldn't believe her eyes. At this point, the group chat exploded. Tasha shared a photo of Loretta and Marcus at a party, and Renee shared an image of a lipstick-stained towel. Deja dropped a late-night ride receipt in the chat, which included Loretta's hotel destination. The daughters finally concluded that Loretta had been with all of their husbands. The next night, they charged into Loretta's room without knocking. There she stood, robe loosely tied, wine in hand, unbothered. I did what needed to be done and what y'all refused to do, she said. Tasha screamed. Deja lunged. Renee pulled her back. Loretta just sipped her wine. The next day, during a neighborhood event, Loretta arrived in a plunging red dress. Phones whipped out. Guests whispered. Her daughters stood in her path, arms folded. Then someone grabbed the mic and yelled, "Let's welcome the woman who slept with all her daughters' men." Everyone in the crowd either gasped, screamed, or deeply sighed, and for the first time, Loretta appeared to be ashamed of her actions. But that didn't last long because when she got back home, she sent a text message to her daughters' husbands telling them to look out the window facing the backyard. And like silly rabbits, All of her daughters' husbands watched her through the window as she swayed back and forth in the jacuzzi filled with rose petals in the backyard. Minutes later, Loretta's daughters got a glimpse of the jacuzzi show and suddenly became tired of all the disrespect from their husbands and their mother. So they gave their husbands an ultimatum to choose them or Loretta. And sadly, their husbands chose Loretta, which caused the daughters to move out abruptly. Now the house belonged to Loretta and her daughters' husbands, and they all loved it and embraced every moment, from intimate dinners to movie theaters to late nights at the club. They loved it all and never once had second thoughts. It was as if Loretta's daughters never existed. Unfortunately, it's sad the husbands broke their wedding vows for their wives' mother. And as for Loretta, well, she crossed lines that caused permanent damage, wounds that could never be undone. She didn't just lose love, she lost every woman who once called her mama. And the sad truth, she chose desire over dignity and paid the ultimate price.